about it, and it's kind of this magical cosmic sense of Christianity that if you start thinking differently about who your neighbor is, you really start getting these moments of joy and pleasure and happiness. And so it's like, walking through the park, if you think about trees and how they communicate underground, and if you look at the birds, there's this element of we're all in this together and we all have this connection to the divine that is really powerful. And it does bring a moment of collectivity that we are neighbors in a sense, and that there's a real comfort to that we're not isolated, and I'm not alone in my house right now, that even my house plants are part of this community. And
Mhm.
I think that is something that brings me a lot of joy. And I think that also that's where I get a lot of comfort in the moments of darkness when I'm faced with really hard hurdles, especially with the food industry, because I've been saying this a lot to my team that we are the David against the Goliath right now. And right now, it doesn't feel like we're going to be able to make any change, but the good news is David wins in the end. So we continually talk about this. And I think for me and for a lot of us, especially the farmers in this type of work with reforming our food system, the religious stories of good overcoming evil in the end really gives us a lot of hope and a lot of encouragement. And that's something that's needed in this kind of work, because burnout and deprivation can really happen. And having that sense of, you're right, God, you wouldn't have put me in this position if it weren't for something bigger. And I really do feel called for this kind of work, that I didn't choose this. I could have gone a much easier route and not had a target on my back. But the reality is that this is how I feel that God has put me on this earth and what I've been called to do. And I know so many other people feel that way with environmental activism and really any form of social justice, is that we have to stand up for what is right and what is good. And those kinds of religious stories really help us keep going in those moments of darkness.